In our last session, we were talking about setting up your syllabus page for your course in MyCC. As an alternative to just pasting it on the page, you can actually make this look pretty good. And this is what we had accomplished. Basically, the left-hand column. There's other things that would go on this page that could come from a template. For right now, I'm just going to stick with how do you actually set up and configure this syllabus page. There is a downloadable version where you could put a copy of the syllabus for printing. There are other approaches that work, but you could hang it there if you wanted to. There is a section for readings, and the reading section here, if you were to click on it, allows you to put in the title of a book, the author, and publisher. And if you have an edition, they suggest you put it in 3rd edition like that. If there is a URL for it, a web link, you could put it in if you know how many pages you're talking about. I don't like using the ungroup set, but I'll leave it for right now. So when I clicked on that, it saved the book, but I don't like the word ungroup, so by clicking on the little folder editor, I can change ungroup to be anything I want it to be. So this will be required readings. If I want another set to be here for the recommended readings, I click on add a set, and now I have required and recommended readings that I've chosen for my sets. When I add my next book in here, then they would come under recommended. So going back to the syllabus, the way this looks is that I have to click on my book to get more information. So you might have the ISBN and things like that to go with it. There is an alternative. Instead of using this particular portlet for readings, I like to put in a different one. I use grading and readings a little bit differently than others do. So under syllabus, I want to edit page at the top. I click on edit page, and it's going to show me the content on this particular page. So I'm not going to have a downloadable version. I just let them print this particular page out, and I don't want to use their readings. So I click the little trash can, and I can tell those things to go away. I'm going to add 2 portlets to this particular page. One will be a custom portlet called readings, and I'll add a second custom portlet called grading and assessment. So once I've added these 2 blocks to the syllabus page, then I want to go to layout. The way layout works is that the syllabus is currently laid out in 2 columns. It's possible to make it just 1 column, but it's very hard to read on the web. So I do it in the 2-column format. Down here you can see these are the things that are on the page, and it's showing me left column and right column. So I'm going to move my readings over. I click on readings, it turns blue, and when I click on it in the right column, it moves over. Same thing for grading and assessment. I click in the right column and it moves over. Now, if I needed to change the order of these, I would click it and shift the order around. But in this particular case, I want readings first, then grading. And I hit save, and they've been added to this particular page. So now I click back on syllabus at the top. This is the breadcrumb trail, and if you click on syllabus, it brings you back to this page. You could have also clicked on the left-hand side or up here at the top. They all go to the same place. So I want to create a readings portlet. And the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to create content. And first I'm going to have my required readings. And I'm going to go back over to the syllabus I was using before. And I see that there are 3 required readings, so I want to copy those. And I go back to my class and I want to paste them in. And again, to get them without all that formatting on it, I click on HTML, I paste them in there, and it cleans them up pretty good for me when I click back over to normal. So I see that I have 3 here. And my third one's Roberts. Now, this particular syllabus underlined these readings, so what I'm going to do is do the same thing. I'll make them bold and underlined using the editing features at the top. So just the title, bold and underlined. Just like that. And then finally, I want to put bullets in those, so I'm going to click up the top and make them bulletized. I notice I missed one here, so if I hit my back key and then enter, it brings that up, and then I save that. So there's my required readings. Clicking on syllabus at the top brings it up so I can see how it presents itself. If I had ISBNs, I could put all that information directly in here so the students could see it. Now, I did see that there were some recommended readings, so I'm going to re-edit the content. And I see that's all in element number 1. I want to add a second element for my recommended readings. And I go back over and pick up that set of recommended readings there. There's 7 of them in all. So I'm going to copy that and move that into my system, pasting under HTML so it cleans it up. Now I got to go find my 7 readings. There's 2 of them. 3. So I have 6 of them showing there. I need to find my other one here. So quick reference to, and we're going to do bold and underline so the readings pop off the page. I have a few on this particular page, so it takes a little bit longer. And once I've marked all those up, yeah, I'm hitting the wrong button there. I need to do underlines instead of italics. And I save. Now I didn't put bullets by those, so I see an editing pencil at the top. I simply highlight the list, hit my bullet. Now I need to figure out why the first one didn't work. There we go. Just the backspace and then enter gave me the bullet. So that takes care of that part of the syllabus. We have all of our readings there, and we're ready for grading and assessment. Grading assessment can be anything you want it to be, but I'm going to show you two ways of looking at this. Here's our grading policy here. I'll first put that in. So we go over and I'm going to create content and call this grading policy. Now you could type any of that stuff by hand and just build your syllabus right online instead of making a separate one in Word. But essentially once you have decided to grade the course, quite often typing in Word works out for a lot of folks, or you may be working with a syllabus that's already created in Word. So there's a grading right there. Let me see if I can get that one to straighten out. So you can give whatever you want to have for a list of requirements. There's the policy. I'm going to add one more element to this, and I'll just show you how I typically think of this. I might say 20% is for discussion forum. I might have 30% for participation and group. Might have 40% for written work. And so that gives me 90, and I give 10% for the final exam. So once I've got my assignments, then the only other question is, would I want to dress it up here a little bit? I like to do these things where they pop off the page, and so I'm going to make all these jump out a little bit at us here. And perhaps I want to indent a little bit, so I'll give it 3 tabs at the beginning so that it moves it over on the page. And I hit save. And once I go back to my syllabus, then I can see that we have grading policy and we have the grading itself. These things are typically what we'll see in coursework, and they'll show up in our grade book as how we want to set up our system. I would go on and add a few other portlets to this particular page, one for the college online library, and the other for the standards that are typically known as the integrity, disabilities type standard portlets. But by displaying them in 2 columns like this, you get the best advantage out of your course. Then essentially, once you have a course set up, there are some templates that we have used over time. So a standard template can be developed, and we have these so you can copy them in and just, it's like fill in the blank. So in this case, we have some class norms, standards. There's one for Cambridge College Online Library. Again, if you have any problem with those, you can contact the Academic Technology Department and we'll give you a hand with getting them set up. Thank you.